Indeed, from Pebek days, I've always considered the media in its entirety as a critical stakeholder. And we've noticed every event is covered, but we wanted more depth, we wanted more understanding, and the academic in me felt what better way than to have a stream for a technical session for the press, for the media, to really go into the nuts and bolts of what are the protocols, what are the expected impacts. I guess it's just the teacher in me.
We have the Honorable Minister once again on Click Naija online channel. The Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, MFR. And we are at the AfCTFTA Public, Private and Press Summit, P3 Summit.
Yeah.
It's interesting to note the press bit of it. What is the key narrative you want to push out by bringing in the press this time around?
So the press are a critical stakeholder to the work that we do as the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Indeed, from Pebek days, I've always considered the media in its entirety as a critical stakeholder. Now, for this particular session, we decided to bring them into the full agenda, because as we've worked on AfCTFTA for a year and we've noticed every event is covered, but we wanted more depth, we wanted more understanding, and the academic in me felt what better way than to have a stream for a technical session for the press, for the media, to really go into the nuts and bolts of what are the protocols, what are the expected impacts. I guess it's just the teacher in me, and yeah.
To break it down.
Yes, yes. AfCTFTA Simplified. That's the theme of this summit.
You know, when we want to push a particular agenda, especially positive, we come up with a specific narrative or a specific storyline. I mean, we've done that with a whole lot of gender issues. What is that one narrative that we want to push out with this, with the press?
So, AfCFTA is a unique agreement. It's the first of its kind in the world. First of all, I want Nigerian press to own that story. That this is an agreement that was developed for Africans by Africans. It's not a pipe dream. It's 5 years old. And so we tracked the 5-year assessment of Nigeria, and that report is already in the public purview since July of this year. Now, AfCFTA is an agreement that speaks to the informal sector, none else in the world. It speaks to women and youth, none else in the world. It speaks to formalizing the informal sector, many things that will develop and deliver prosperity for Africans. And so it's important that the press understand the messaging. No one can do it for us. Globally, people still ask, is AfCFTA real? Nobody thought Africa could do this. And so we need to own it. We need to tell our own story. And you are the storytellers. And so AfCFTA speaks to jobs, it speaks to productivity, it speaks to Africans trading and trusting each other. And above all, it speaks to prosperity for all, which is what delivers peace, which is what delivers security. And so for our country and for our continent, for our sub-region, Nigeria is leading with this prosperity message, job creation, productivity across key sectors like digital trade because of our young people, like agriculture because of our agrarian, like solid minerals because of all we have, critical rare earths, like automotive sector, value addition, like manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, apparel, cosmetic products. These are things that Africans make and the world wants. Our technology solutions, innovation, and lots of agility and creativity because of the environment that our young people have had to grow up in. AfCFTA has to be distilled and simplified for every Nigerian in every ward, what everybody makes. The Honorable Minister of Budget and Planning was talking about his ward in Kebbi, where every household makes groundnut oil. Now, not every household needs to export themselves. It's too rigorous. But aggregators, AfCFTA, another partner, was talking about aggregation, and they're working with the Nigerian Commodities Exchange, part of the AfCFTA, the AfCTFTA trade mandates, trade. And so aggregating like osmosis supporting our nano to small to medium to large businesses to trade with Africans. It's historically what we've done.
Yeah.
And so it's just formalizing that strategy. It's going to be the best for us. When we look at the world and everything happening, we're neighbors. We have affinity. We like our food. We like our clothing. We identify first with what we make. We love it. And so why go so far when you have it so near? So that's the strategy.
Okay. Are there specific strategies to enable the media carry this out?
Yes. So we're breaking it down. AfCTFTA Simplified is the ABCs of AfCTFTA. And that session tomorrow will hold in parallel for the media, for the private sector, and for the public sector. We just had a roundtable with the partners. Now, what this means is, first of all, what is the AfCTFTA agreement? Just knowing what it is, to be able to speak confidently about it. Yes.
Audiences.
What are the protocols? So we have a protocol on women and youth. You have a protocol on digital trade. You have a protocol on trading goods. You have a protocol on trading intellectual property. What do those protocols have in them? Like, what exactly is the impact of AfCTFTA, and then how are we implementing it? What is government doing? What has government done? That report, everybody should read it. In fact, before tomorrow, the 5-year review that we did, under Article 28 of the agreement, the first and only country to have done it so far. Now, what have we done? Where are we now? And where are we headed? Yeah.
Okay. Is there a timeline where you want this to be achieved with the media to say, by this time next year, let's see, or by this time, this,
ASAP, like immediately, yes. You guys are in school. You're in school, and tomorrow you must pass the exam. So what it is that it's like a tutorial. To know, every media person should confidently know what AfCTFTA is all about, what it's expected to achieve, the fact that the AfCTFTA is the largest agreement in the world by number of countries, the fact that the African continent is a 1.4 billion people market, the fact that these protocols have been concluded in phase 1, these are the ones that are in phase 2, the fact that this is what we expect to achieve by it, this number of jobs, this amount of, so breaking it down, and the fun facts, the real, who is trading with who, the trade intelligence, so they can follow with confidence. That's what I want. I want every media person to be able to follow with confidence, to have the tools of where to fact check, how to compare other countries, who is a Nigerian business is interested in trading with, what sectors are the priority sectors. Knowledge is power. So to be able to report with confidence on AfCTFTA, that's the goal.
And tell those compelling stories.
Yes. Once you have the confidence of knowledge, then you start asking the right questions from stakeholders. So when you're listening to a business that says, oh, they export cashews, start asking, is it to Vietnam? Do you have value addition? Have you looked at other African markets? What are you contributing to the GDP? What are you contributing to non-oil exports? And then you start digging deeper and deeper. And you know, how many jobs are you creating? You know, so the conversation takes on a different level of sophistication. Like Central Bank already released Q1 of this year. Our intra-African trade is already growing. Our non-oil exports to the rest of Africa is like the largest demographic compared to all our exports across the world. So Africans are very interested in Nigerian goods. And so we want the media to know that. We want the media to know that. And so this idea of, oh, everything is oil and gas, Nigeria, those old stereotypes and optics, no, we're going to use data to dismantle traditional strongholds of the mind and to shape so that once the media gets it, then Nigeria gets it. Because you're in all the mediums, whether it's from radio to TV to online to everywhere. I believe that once Nigerian press understand what AfCTFTA is about and what it's meant to achieve, then our work is done. Because Nigerian people, so somebody who makes chin-chin will be like, why am I struggling in Nigerian market where 5 million of us make chin-chin? Why don't I package my chin-chin and export it to Uganda where nobody makes chin-chin? You know, and how do I do that? Then they will know, because the media will tell them, oh, go to NEPC and register. Go to NAFDAC and do this. Go to SUN and do this. This is what you need for Nigerian Customs Service. By the time it's ABC, that's simple.
Yeah.
And they know where to get the information. Then they have the courage to do it. And then we're having trade houses, so they don't even need to do it all alone. We're having the trade intelligence. Who will buy my chin-chin? We'll tell them who wants your chin-chin and who will buy it. Do I have to do it alone? No. You can come together under NASIMA. You can come together in certain groups, and all of you drop your chin-chin somewhere in Abuja, and then it goes, and then there's market intelligence to disseminate. Wow. So the courage to do what you don't have the courage to do alone. There's strength in numbers, and only the media. Sometimes people listen to government and they don't believe us, they don't trust us, but the media investigates and asks questions. So when you report it yourselves, because you now know what to ask, you know what we're talking about. So when you do your research, check the air cargo corridor, check who's trading, talk to private sector. Don't even take what government is saying. Once you do your investigative journalism, Nigerians will now understand across the country what we have to export. My whole focus is on what Nigerian businesses can export across Africa. Because for me, that kills a lot of birds with one single stone.
There's no point doing so much good work and not putting it out there.
It's like,
so I think this is
waking in the dark.
Strategy right now.
Yes.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's been awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Thank you very much.
The Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, with the support from UNDP, Regional Bureau for Africa, has been working to ensure that Nigeria not only participates in AfCTFTA, but leads it. Today, we are extremely proud to unveil a historic milestone in that leadership journey, the Nigeria East-Southern Africa Air Cargo Corridor, for Nigerian goods to scale into AfCTFTA market through a strategic partnership with Uganda Airlines.
My name is Patrick Siwa. I'm the country manager, Uganda Airlines, Nigeria. The Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment collaborated with UNDP to support Nigerian business groups and leading businesses into a strategic partnership with Uganda Airlines. This brought us to a dedicated air cargo corridor between Nigeria, East Africa, and Southern Africa.
Congratulations. Let me start with that. It marks a decisive step in Nigeria's journey towards becoming a diversified, industrialized powerhouse.
This inaugural cargo flight, and there'll be another one from Lagos, and it's going to be regular flights, has reduced the cost by 50% to Nigerian exporters. 4 exporters have loaded their goods going off today, and one of the exporters told me that from paying $1,000, she's now paying $260. So that's 75% lower cost. AfCTFTA is live. Nigeria's year-on-year export of non-oil goods has increased by 24% year-on-year. To the rest of Africa, it's now one of our biggest markets, and we're going to continue to move in that trajectory.
We also know that the Africa Continental Free Trade Area that Nigeria has signed onto, it's an important one in the context of creating jobs, bringing more revenue.
We are bringing initiatives that speak directly into this. We launched Authorized Economic Operator Program to ensure that as many businesses that are compliant with the rules can get expedited treatments in all our points of entry. We have automated our procedures. We now have a brand new platform.
My experience trading under AfCTFTA has been quite successful. I must say that Leluke is playing a big game in Kenya thanks to AfCTFTA. Then we've entered the Namibian market, and with the advent and help of the Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, we were able to get some rebates from Ugandan Airlines that now carries our goods for $1.20 per kg, crashing the cost of freight, increasing our profit margin, and we can now export more. So because of that deal, we are now in Namibia, Botswana, Uganda, South Africa. So that experience has been marvelous.